Okay, so I'm going to walk through setting up this Marantz digital recorder for recording some audio. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to turn it on. So if we flip over here, see we got a power switch. So we just slide it forward like so and then let go. And we'll see that our Marantz recorder is powering up. Okay, we've got 2 hours and 54 minutes worth of record time. We are using the internal microphone, which is something we're probably going to want to change. And we've got we have 0 files actually ready to record. So let's go under the menu here. All right, we've got our presets, display, and utility. We'll talk a little bit about utility at the very end. Right now I'm going to go select a preset. And I've got 3 presets I can choose. I'm going to go ahead and select preset 1 here. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to click right here in the center. Okay. And I'm going to edit this preset. So I'm going to go right here, say edit. All right, let's look at our options here. We got a mic line input. So this is going to use an external microphone. We're recording as a PCM24. That's going to be a WAV file, okay, a 24-bit resolution, relatively high resolution file, very good quality. Record channel format, we're recording in stereo, so we're going to be using 2 microphones for this recording. And our sample rate is 48 kilohertz. Let me go down here and show this to you. Okay, our sample rate, we can go 48 kilohertz, 44.1. These are the 2 ones that you're most likely going to be using. I will show you this one as well, which is 96 kilobits. A lot of times it's for very, very high quality. We're not really going to worry about that. We're just going to go with 48 or 44.1. Okay, pre-record, I typically leave that on. Let's go down here, level control. Level control is set for manual, okay? That's what you're going to want to use. Other option is to use ALC, which stands for automatic level control. This means that it sets the levels for you automatically. I don't recommend using it because you may not be happy with the results. Okay, one situation where you would use it is if you're recording a meeting and you've got multiple people talking and you just simply don't have a way of being able to set a good level up front. Okay, all right, so let's go back up here, and this all looks good. So let's go ahead and say exit here. All right, and we want to go ahead and store this preset, so we're going to say yes. All right, so we've got a preset that's going to record in stereo using external microphones. Let's go look at preset number 2, because I think we're going to change that one too. All right, preset number 2, edit. Okay, again, we're using a mic line input. We're recording this one as PCM16. Again, this is going to be a WAV file, slightly lower quality, but still pretty good. Our record channels right here. We're using mono as for recording. Okay, and again, our options are mono, dual mono, and stereo. We're going to go with mono here. Our sample rate is a lower sample rate. It's 44.1. This is the same sample rate for an audio CD, so we're just going to go with that. Pre-record, again, we're leaving it on. And again, we're leaving our level controls for manual. So let's go ahead and say exit here. All right, so that's preset number 2. And again, we didn't change anything here, so it didn't tell us if we want to save changes. Let's go look at preset number 3. Preset number 3, let's edit that one. Okay, let's go up here to the top. This one, we're using the internal microphone. So we're using the microphones that are built into this recorder, which is not really what we normally want to do. But for this demo, I want you to see that you can do that. Our record format is, again, PCM16. This is going to be a 16-bit WAV file, relatively good quality. Record channels, we're recording in stereo. Our sample rate is 48 kilobits, which is high quality, and pre-record is on. And then, yet again, level control is set for manual. Okay, so we're going to say exit. You'll notice here that it will not require me to save these changes because I've made none. All right? Okay, so I've got 3 presets here. These 2, preset 1 and preset 2, are going to use an external microphone. Preset 3 is going to use an internal microphone, which is not often what we're going to be doing, but it is there. We're going to use it today for just a demo. But the other place where you might use internal microphones is where you're recording a group from like a meeting or something like that, and you're willing to sacrifice quality for a little bit of flexibility. Okay, again, a lot of times that's not what you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and select that preset, click in the center, say select, and then there we are. Okay, so we're back at the main screen again. We've got 2 hours, 54 minutes. we're now using the internal microphone. So pay attention to this and make sure that this is going to say either internal microphone or say microphone. Okay, we want to make sure that we're not recording with the internal microphone when we don't intend to. And let me show you that real quickly. So let me go to my presets here. I'll set preset 1. Oops. Let me go back. Okay, let me go to preset 1. Okay, and we'll select that preset. All right, and notice here again it says microphone now, not internal microphone. So I'm going to go back, and I do want to use the internal microphone for this one, just to show you the difference. Okay, all right, select. Okay, again, internal microphone. All right, so we've gone over this right here, so let's move on down. We've got our stop button, which makes perfectly good sense. We have a record pause button, and we have a record button. If you press the record button, it's going to start recording immediately. But what you normally will want to do is use record pause. Okay, so let's go ahead and select record pause here. Okay, when you do so, you'll notice that the record button starts flashing. But even more importantly, down here, you'll start getting a level on your meters here. And you can see here that our levels are a little bit high here because it's moving up to about right there. Just to show you our level control right down here. Okay, and you'll notice that there are two knobs, concentric knobs. One is for the left channel, which is the outer knob, and right channel is for the inner knob. And they are separate, so you can set your levels separately for each of them. Okay, so let's just see what happens when I turn this up. Okay, I'm going to continue to turn it up, and you'll notice now that it's in the red, and it says over. Okay, and that's not what we want. So we're going to turn it down some. We're going to continue to turn it down to about right here. Okay, so you'll see now that it's occasionally flickering here, but it's not on all the time. In fact, let's turn it down some more. Okay, all right, so that's not too bad. It's probably a little bit low, but it's better to be a little bit low than it is to be too high. You can fix an audio recording that's a little bit too low in post, but if it's too high, it's going to damage the file. You're going to get something called clipping, and you can't really recover from clipping very well. Okay, so let's go ahead and press the record button here. All right, and when we do so, it'll start counting down, and you can see now that we're actually recording. All right, okay, so now to stop recording, you can either say stop or record pause. Now, of course, pause the recording. We're going to say stop here. Okay, and what happens now is it'll stop at the recording. Okay, and now we are ready to go ahead and play the file back. So if we go to list here, it shows the file that we just recorded. We can press in the center here and hit play, and we can hit play again.
So let's go ahead and press the record button here.
All right.
All right, and when we do so, it'll start counting down, and you can see now.
Okay, so that's how you play back a recording. All right. So let's just say that you were going to use external microphones. Where would you plug those in? Well, you plug those in right here on the front of the recorder. There are two microphone jacks. Okay, this one is labeled mono. So if you're using a single microphone and you're doing a mono recording, you'd want to plug into this jack right here. If you're doing stereo recording, obviously you're going to use both of these. And these are the built-in microphones in the recorder. Okay, and then right down here it says mic line input, and it says on, off, and then it says P48. You're almost always going to want to leave it on here. So leave that alone, okay? And what that means is that it's going to power an external microphone. It requires power, which a lot of the microphones that we're using, such as our lavalier microphones, they require an external power source, which this recorder will provide. Okay, so again, just to recap, your level controls are here. All right, power switch is here, and then your mic jacks are right here. One last thing I'll go over really quickly here for you. Okay, is let's go to menu again. Okay. All right, and this is going to play back this recording here if we want to, and then of course we can go delete the recording right down here if we want to by selecting it and say delete file. All right, now let me go show you one last thing in here before I let you go. If you go under menu here and you come down here and select utility, You're going to see record timer, play timer, blah, 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 blah. Card format, okay? Card format erases everything on the card and wipes it. Okay, so sometimes you're going to get a recorder, it's going to have a bunch of files on it, and you just want to basically completely wipe the recorder and start over fresh. Well, that's where you're going to do it, by doing a card format. Understand that this is a non-recoverable action, so if you do this, the files are gone forever. You cannot get them back, okay? So be careful with this one. But again, sometimes you're going to get the recorder, somebody's going to have left a bunch of files on the recorder, and you're going to need to get rid of them, okay? One of the things I recommend that you do before you turn the recorder back in is that you do a card format and go ahead and erase all the files off of it, so the next person gets it, they don't have your old files on the recorder, so they can start fresh. Okay? All right, so that covers using the recorder. All right, I hope this helps.